We on the record in cause number 306708, cause number 306708, well, cause number 306654, and cause number 325062. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Akeem Reese. Now, Mr. Reese, what you have before you is a judge explanation of rights to defendants without an attorney. Put your mask over your nose and your mouth. Thank you. As a defendant in a criminal case, you have three options. You may hire, number one, you may hire an attorney. Number two, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney be appointed to represent you. Number three, you may represent yourself. If you want an attorney to represent you and have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset to give you time to do so. If you want an attorney and do not have the money to hire one, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. You may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in a worse outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant legal rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. If you choose to proceed without an attorney, you may change your mind at any time and may request counsel from the court. Defendant's choice. Mark initials next to only one choice. If your choice is, I want to reset this case to hire my own attorney, then you will put your initials on line one to the left. If your choice is, I have hired an attorney whose name is, then you'll put your initials on line two to the left and the name of the attorney to the right. If your choice is, I want to apply for court-appointed counsel, you'll put your initials on line three to the left. If your choice is, I have a court-appointed attorney whose name is, then you'll put your initials on line four to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If your choice is, I want to waive my right to an attorney and represent myself, then you'll put your initials on the fifth line to the left. Now, once you finish initialing one of those lines, at the bottom of that document where it says defendant, you place your signature and today's date, December 11th of 2020. Do you understand that?
Is he doing the second page also?
Well, if he initialed the fifth line.
He did.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now the second page. Okay, so you want to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself. And so the next page is a waiver of counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea or proceeding to trial. I have been advised of the nature of the charges against me and the dangers and disadvantages of self-representation. My waiver is voluntarily and intelligently made. Furthermore, I have been advised this 11th day of December 2020 by the County Court at Law number 2 of my right to be represented by counsel in the case pending against me. I have been further advised that if I am unable to afford counsel, one will be appointed for me free of charge. Understanding my right to have counsel appointed for me free of charge, if I am not financially able to employ counsel, I wish to waive that right and request the court to proceed with my case without an attorney being appointed for me. I hereby waive my right to counsel. And if that's your choice, you sign and date today's date. All right. Now I have the signed explanation of rights to defendants without an attorney, and I have a signed waiver of counsel for purposes of entering a guilty plea. Now, Mr. Reese, your cause number 306708 is a motion to revoke probation. Now, the other two cases are not motion to revoke probations, and therefore, we are on our motion to revoke probation docket. Oh, yes, you have a second case on the motion to revoke probation docket as well, and that's cause number 306654.
So if in total I have two new cases?
No. I misspoke. You have one new case, but you have
Two of the same old cases.
two of the same old cases. Yeah, that's a motion to revoke probations. That's
Okay,
correct.
the new one is, was to revoke.
You got the two old cases which are motions to revoke. Because you're on probation for the older cases, and those are cause number 306654 and 306708. All right. Now, I'm looking at the docket sheet, and it notes that, no, well, first of all, let's do this here. You can raise your right hand. Mr. Reese, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may place your hand down. Now, Mr. Reese, you made some payments to the probation office in this case, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you have your receipt with you?
Yes, sir. I have one of the receipts.
You have one of the receipts.
Yes, sir.
And we have here, Ms. Barlow from the probation office. Also, we have on Zoom, we have Ms. Sheila Musgrove from the district attorney's office.
Mhm.
Now, Ms. Barlow, have you confirmed whether or not payments were made?
Yes, Your Honor, he made the $500 payment.
Okay, and so what is the recommendation from the probation office and the state?
We'd like to reset him again to continue making his payment. He's
Oh.
almost done in one case, and then he has a little left in the other one.
Okay, Ms. Musgrove, is that the state's recommendation as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, how much time does he need? So you want to give him 60 days? Let's do this, we're gonna give him 75 days. Okay, give you a little bit more time to make the payments. You're gonna pay the balance. Now, that, the total amount, is that in both cases or is that in one case? Okay, so we're gonna reset in 75 days to give him an opportunity to pay off the balance for both cases. All right, Mr. Reese, you can stand over there on the X in front of the court coordinator and you can get your case reset. You still have to come to court after you make the payments so that we can verify that the payments have been made. So your case, we're gonna give you a reset date, and you need to come to court on that date. All right. You're welcome. On the record, it calls number 321508, calls number 321510, and calls number 324508-1. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Jordan Amber. Did you say 321508? 321508. The first case on page, at the bottom of page 1. 321508, that's what it says. Yeah. Okay, Ms. Ambers, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Ambers, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Okay, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Ms. Ambers? I'm doing fine, Ms. Ambers. We have three cases before us, and Ms. Ambers, you are here represented by your attorney, uh, Mr. John Mason. Is that correct? Now, Ms. Barlow, um, is there a recommendation from the probation department and is there a recommendation from the district attorney's office um, in her cases? Okay, and so is that correct, state? State, what is the,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear Ms. Barlow.
Recommending to proceed with the revocation.
Okay, yes, the state is in agreement.
okay. Mr. Macy, what is the announcement for the court? Okay, but I mean, we're gonna have to get a, y'all ready to proceed for a revocation? That's what you're saying? Okay, so if you are, we'll, okay, but I mean, right, on the third case, but on the, motion to revoke probation, y'all, you requesting a hearing, okay? All right, so what we're gonna have to do is give you a hearing date and set it for a contested hearing. All right? All right. Stand over there on the X. Well, talk to your attorney.